style. They'll kill you and your child. On them we are go wild. So rock your
Yeah.
You like that? You like that?
Cute.
This is the type of music that gets you pumped up to vote in the morning.
Vote in the morning. Did you go vote this morning?
I didn't. I usually wait till CK gets out of school.
Yeah.
I should have went earlier since we missed the bus. We had a great opportunity to just go vote one time. But I'll bring CK and the dog later so we can go vote. So we can be some of the final votes that go in and make sure that we clinch the deal.
Clinch the deal.
I went to go vote this morning.
Did you?
I did.
Good for you.
I vote right there by Morningstar.
Oh, good. Wow.
Very convenient. How did you feel voting?
There was a lot of people in line, and can I say that there were good 5 young black men in front of me.
Good.
And that felt very good. There was a lot of women inside. All the women were helping. All the women doing the poll stuff.
You know, this race, if when Kamala wins, it will be won by women. And so we gotta. I read a post this morning by Occupy Democrats, and it said, "I feel like I'm waiting for a grade on a group exam, on a group project.
Right.
I know I did my part, but I hope everybody else did."
Exactly.
And
that is exactly the feeling. Like I know the assignment.
Yeah.
I'm ready to complete the assignment.
Yeah.
I just hope everybody. This would be such a. Bro, like when she gets elected, I don't think the world understands what kind of message this sends that America is ready for new things.
Right.
If
she doesn't, then can America be taken seriously?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I'm not taking it seriously.
I can't take it seriously.
Absolutely not.
It's crazy.
I will not take
wild.
it seriously.
It's wild. So I feel like, I was saying to Sauce last night, like I feel like, she said it feels like Y2K.
Yeah.
Or it feels like tomorrow morning we're going to be waking up to a whole new world. Like, know, like something. I don't know. It just seems like it's going to be a different world tomorrow to me.
And it's going to be, it's going to be interesting for us too but tomorrow, depending on the results, which we know is going to be good results, but in the happenstance that it's not, we're here. Y'all could call in. Yeah. Y'all could talk about it. Y'all could vent. Keep your language. Yes. But, we're going to open up the radio station for emotions.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, even today, if you want to call in and just let people know how you feeling, what you're thinking right now, write it in the comment section or call us up at 617-272-3387. 617-272-3387. It's Saucy and Friends here on Spark FM Online. Quick check-in, Miss Tony, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm a bit anxious, but pretty good overall. I was up at my hour of uppance at 4.
Your witching hour.
Yeah, like I just be up. I be up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, just up stirring.
Haunted.
Yeah, like haunted AF. And luckily, thank goodness, I have people who are up around that time too. So I had nice conversations at 4 a.m. However, it's just it's a weird feeling that's happening or that's come over me, because I just don't know what it is. And I think either way there's going to be unrest.
Oh yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of stuff that comes out. It's almost like a purge of things that are going to come out either way that this election goes tomorrow. So I'm kind of bracing myself for that, and then just like heavy conversations with God, like it's your will, but I know that you will provide for us to be able to navigate whatever it is.
The scriptures have been coming out. Child. People are scriptifying. Okay, there is biblical. They are prophets outside here, boy.
I mean, I'm telling you, my mom said, whatever it is, it's gonna be. If it's whatever, it's gonna be whatever it says in the Bible. So
they've been pulling out Elon Musk last minute on Joe Rogan Kamala was on Roland Martin this morning, 4:00 in the morning. I put my TV, I put the YouTube on. Roland Martin was live with Kamala Harris.
I wonder what it feels like for her. You know, like she had 3 months to get this all together,
and she did it.
She did
her thing.
They started raising money. People was outside. Like she went hard. She went hard in the paint.
Yeah.
And I hope that her efforts are recognized, and I hope that they're appreciated by so many of us that have her back. Regardless of what they feel about her, we know that she is the best for our country. It ain't about blue and red. It ain't about black and white. It's about who is the best for our country. And she is. That old decrepit senile man is not it.
Yeah.
It is not. He's losing it.
Yeah. And we're not saying that she is the best of everybody.
Yeah.
It's just when it comes to that situation, there's no contest about who was the better candidate to lead this place. Yeah. Intellect versus idiocracy.
Yes.
Idiocracy.
Anyhow,
have y'all seen that movie yet?
Idiocracy?
That movie?
Oh no!
Y'all gotta see it.
No.
Today's the day to watch that movie.
I'm gonna watch it when I go home.
And you'll be like, holy crap.
Look at what's gonna happen. No, because I don't want it to. I don't want any reality that this could be what it is.
You haven't seen it too?
No.
No, y'all gotta see it.
Yeah, you gotta see it. You know what I did watch yesterday? I did tune into the Megan Thee Stallion documentary, in her own words. And I felt for Megan. I think I shed a little tear with her at one point. And that was very. It's very deep. It's a very insightful into what goes on with her. It's so strange to see somebody with her fame, somebody with her looks, her body, talk about how insecure they really are in so many ways, and how unloved, unsupported that they feel. It's so many times. It was really, really weird, because it's just like, wow, you're a mega star.
Yep.
And you know, and so many fans and all this stuff, and then just the way that she just feels so lonely so many times. I thought they were going to talk about Party a little bit, but they showed him, but they didn't mention him at all.
I thought about that too. I think that it was because of the fact that he was so irrelevant to the whole thing. Like none of this even meant, and then how he switched up at her, or whatever went down between them. I think that it was dope that she didn't put anybody in there. Like,
they showed him. There was a scene with him and her walking away, and we knew that it was him, but she didn't mention him at all. But
she's not with him no more. They're not together.
No. She was dating. She was dating some soccer player or something, I think. But anyhow. I think that it was well done, well put together. As Sauce said, they had the anime and the you know, like animated parts of it, and I think that was a great addition. And just seeing her like there, no makeup, plain face, just it was really good. So if anybody has any interest in that, check that out. I thought it was really, really good.
Wow, interesting. I watched Tasiki and what's her name, Krishan, on Baddies. Taseki.
Is that somebody's name?
That's Krishan Rock's sister.
Oh, okay.
Y'all know that they've been talking about they've been having their issues.
They've been having fighting each other, right?
Yeah. And they were talking about incest. Well, not really. Like there was an episode that was kind of cringeworthy as hell, but they were talking about, I guess, when Krishan Rock was young, she was SA'd by Taseki, her older sister.
By her sister.
Yeah, and they put that on the TV on the Natalie Nunn show.
Oh.
On the Baddie show.
See, some things just don't.
And I was like, wow, this deep personal conversation y'all are putting on the thing.
Yeah, anything for likes. This is the society that we're living.
Likes, and it's disgusting.
It's really nasty, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it was.
But anyhow.
But yeah, that's what I watched.
Oh, that's interesting to watch. What did you watch last night, Saucy?
Nothing.
You made a delicious meal.
I did. I've just been feeling under the weather.
Yeah.
So I've been, just blah. Yesterday was a long, emotional day for so many things. I did go to the courthouse to go do my personal duties, and just the whole process of how somebody's supposed to get a restraining order is so crazy to me. Like, it's so crazy. Somebody has to literally affect you in some type of way that has been documented and recorded in some type of way and evident.
Yeah.
In order for the law to agree to protect you.
Oh, you got to. Oh, yeah, that's why. I should have told you I could have been your witness.
No, I have millions of witnesses.
Okay.
There was a room full of media in the building. And it's very interesting that, you know, like, we didn't even get into all of that. Just the fact that it, just by law, before witnesses even get there, the law states that you need to have 3 instances of harassment before a corrective order is issued for a harassment order is issued for you. And I think that's bizarre. That means that somebody has to literally stab me twice. 3 times.
3 times.
3 times for the law to agree that I should be protected.
Yeah.
And I don't get it when it comes to restraining orders. Like, just give them out. Like, what is it that you, if somebody calls the police because they're within 100 feet of you, that, oh no, it wasn't done 3 times, so there's nothing I can do about it. You're not gonna come and help me.
Right. Yeah.
And they're like, well, you know, if anything happens before then, make sure you call 911. Will that be documented as one of my 3 at that point?
Right,
Like,
yeah.
do I get 2 at this point? Like, what do I do? But it continues to November 15th. And then he has to get a chance to defend his actions to why he harassed me, for them to decide whether I can be protected.
Oh, he has to defend why?
He has to be able to come in and say the reasons why.
He has to defend why he's harassing you.
Yeah. And then if he defends it well enough as to why he's harassing me, then it most likely dismissed.
Oh.
Wow. This is how it works?
Literally, that's how it works.
What?
And so 2 things are happening at the same time. I'm going through this situation, but I'm also being able to go through the system to see how it's wrong, because a lot of us say these things. They'll be like, you know, the system is rigged, the system is whatever, the system ain't protect you, but you really don't know until you go through it how bad it really is. And it's not like people don't believe me, the police and stuff don't believe me, but the law is the law. And that's what people have to understand, that policy has to be changed in order for the law to change. So that means that if you really bout that life, you can't just stop right there when you get a protective order. You got to keep on going to the point where you're able to help other people. And unfortunately for that young man, I love it. I love to protect other people, especially women. And it stops here. We're going to stop it right here in the bud. If you are a confidential informant, Mass Bay Cannabis says yes, but if you are a confidential informant for the police in Boston, then they will grant you ROs with no question. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't mind. I'm an informant. I'm in the media. I inform everything. I should be I'm an informant.
Yeah, true. That's true.
So
That's right.
you guys should be protecting me. We work right next to the Boston police station. We should be so tight that they should be like, I gotta be confident. Hey, shh, hey, nobody tell them. Nobody say nothing. Nobody say that. The person, what's his name? What do we call him? The defendant. The defendant made a live last night as well. This is what he does.
Oh.
And he didn't post the live because he literally outed himself many, many times, gave plans of what he's going to do.
To you?
Yeah. He said that he could pop up and he could not pop up, or, whatever. So when you pop up, you might get popped down. So, people got to chill out.
Where he gonna pop up at?
That's what I want to know. Tell me where we popping up at, bro. I like to call the police.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and pop out.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show this. It's laughable now, but he like the people that he attacked for coming to my defense is also really crazy. Shout out to everybody who wrote, who if you guys want to, if you guys want to, you guys can figure out what I'm talking about. I posted on my socials. Go report the page. Go report his page. That's all he got, is Facebook. That's a lot of y'all got his Facebook. And that's sad.
He said he was going to leave it alone. Why is he continuing to?
Because he can't. Mental illness is a thing. And we've talked about it here, right? Mental illness is real, and mental illness is a disease. Mental illness does not prevent you from consequences. And that's what people have to understand. Neither does your sexuality, because you are trying very, very hard to be someone that you are not. and to be very confused about who you want to be. He referred himself to as a black woman many times.
Woman?
Yeah.
What?
By accident. You know how Herschel Walker and Donald Trump, you know how they be fumbling and flipping on their words all the time? Not only is he claiming to be a black woman, but he's also saying that black women have a history of lying on black men. And this is why he doesn't support black women, because they are liars.
So what did you lie about? All the video stuff that everybody saw, the video that he requested to be videotaped of him attacking you?
He showed that video yesterday of himself attacking me, and at the end of that he said, she's making herself out to be the victim just because I wanted to have a conversation with her. That's classic abusive behavior. A man wants to have a conversation with a woman whenever he wants to, and if she doesn't reciprocate the need to have the conversation, then it's her fault, because she should have been willing to have a conversation with him when he wanted to.
With him yelling obscenities.
With him yelling curse words and other people asking this man to leave, and he wouldn't leave. In the video, he's like, she's saying that I won't let her go. Well, my nigga, you standing in the doorway. I'm supposed to go through somebody who's screaming at me as they stand in the doorway? And that's you allowing me to leave? All right. Whatever. It was a long day. It was a long day, and we got work to do today, because a black woman is in office.
Hello.
A black woman is dealing with many things that are beyond what I have ever probably witnessed, because there's these same type of delusional people that have called this black woman every and anything out of her name, have intimidated her, have showed up, have popped off, have done all of that thing. And you know what she's about to do? Be the next president of the United States of the whole entire America. And if we don't come out for Kamala, people like Donald Trump and this random dude with a flower shop on Dudley Street is going to sit there and continue to do what they do if we don't stand up as a community and set it straight. We're not doing it no more. Done. We ride out at dawn. Yes, we do.
I like that.
Kill the beast.
We ride at dawn.
You got to organize like your Beauty and the Beast. Anyways, people, let's get into the show. It is Super Tuesdays. Saucy and Friends officially starts now.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Spark of New England, Spark FM. Bringing the heat back to the airwaves. Turn us up. All right, let's take a look.
Call Spark FM at 617-772-3387. Advertise your business, brand, or music on Spark FM. Contact us at sparkfmonline.com for more information.
All right, people, today is November 5th. We made it to November 5th. It's approximately 9:39 in the morning. Some clouds in the morning will give way to mainly sunny skies for the afternoon. We are going to be a high of 73 degrees today. Winds in the southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, we're only going to get down to 59. It's hot, everybody. Put on your bathing suits.
Ooh.
It's the summertime has resurfaced. Just in time for election day.
Just said when she wins tonight, I think I will cry. I never thought I would see a black president. I got Obama. I cried then. LOL. Oh my lord, to see the first black woman president.
Do you guys remember when Obama got elected? What were you doing? Where were you? What was you doing? What was happening?
We were at my aunt's house, and my grandmother was there, and that was special for her to see that. So she was there, and we all watched it. Actually, this was the inauguration.
Inauguration, yep. I remember the inauguration.
Yeah.
I don't
remember the day.
I don't remember the day, no.
I don't think I was
And twice.
Yeah.
I don't remember either one.
I don't
Me
remember.
either. I remember the inaugurations, and that's it.
Yeah.
But you know, the inauguration, the first one was when I was working at Partners, and they had a TV, I think, didn't they? Yeah, they did.
That honey bunny.
Yeah, they had a big in the lunchroom or something like that. They had a TV where people could watch the inauguration and stuff like that.
Oh, Partners being progressive.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Are y'all gonna go to a watch party? But them watch parties, you're not gonna find out.
You're not gonna find out till the morning. They're not gonna calculate all those things until 6 o'clock in the morning or something.
I know our girls, Everett.
Yep, Stephanie Everett.
Stephanie Everett is having a watch party tonight at Park 54. Her and someone else. She said she was in collaboration with someone else. I don't really know about many other watch parties.
There's a couple of them. I've been seeing them come through the grapevine. Tonight there's an election, gang votes election watch party at Hibernian Hall today. Mm-hmm. This is by Diaspora Mass MPDC. That's the school, Madison Park High School.
There's two diasporas. So you know which one that is?
This one is Diaspora Massachusetts. This is a media group.
Okay, yeah, that's
so there's a couple. So Park 54, Hibernian Hall. I'm pretty sure all the bars are gonna be, open and getting it in and thinking and all the things. Mm-hmm. So people, go outside. Yeah. Go outside, vote. If
you're done.
You don't want to be by yourself. Get a friend.
Yeah.
Get a friend. Tony, can you start this?
Take your kids, take your dogs. So speaking of the election, why some mass voters say they are waiting to vote until Election Day. So excited to vote on Election Day. Violet Jenkins is a student at Suffolk University and will be voting for the first time on Tuesday. Voters across the country have spent the last 2 weeks voting early, but some Massachusetts residents say that they wanted to wait to cast a ballot on Election Day. I didn't vote early, so I'm going to vote tomorrow. She said, I have a right to vote, and this was as of yesterday. I want to use that right and go out there and give my opinion because in the next couple of years, I am going to be buying a house, graduating from school, and getting a real job, and I want to have a say in my future. Over the course of the last several weeks, voters had described a kind of fatigue from this election cycle, whether it's from the noise of social media, nonstop political text, or tense conversations among their friend groups or family. Everyone I talked to today and over the last couple of weeks doesn't really know how it's going to go, said Eric Linden of Boston. I kind of just want to get the day over with, who wins, and kind of go from there and see what we can accomplish as a country after that. And I mirror that sentiment. Brady Hurwitz will be making the trip home to cast his ballot. It's definitely a daunting time, but it's exciting. I have a lot of hope, so I think we will watch and see what happens. The Massachusetts Secretary of State's office reported about a third of registered voters cast their ballot early. For those who still need to return a mail-in ballot, the state recommends dropping it off in person at a polling place or in an official drop box. They are often located at your city or town hall. The polls, of course, open at 7 a.m. today and close at 8 p.m. So make sure you get out there and do your duty. As we've mentioned several times, you are allowed by law 2 hours to go and cast your vote from your job. So don't use any excuses to not vote. Please get out there and vote today. North Shore City Councilor is accused of harassing Trump supporters. I support this one.
This is crazy.
A North Shore City Councilor is accused of blocking multiple vehicles involved in a rolling rally in support of former President Donald Trump on Saturday, but says he was trying to enforce traffic regulations, according to reports and court records. Stephen Stranganelli, an Art Lodge counselor in Amesbury, appeared in Newbury District Court Monday morning. He pleaded not guilty to one misdemeanor charge of disorderly conduct and was released on his own personal recognizance. While I strive to do the right thing as well as we all may try to do, I sometimes come up short, Stranganelli said on Facebook. This is one of those things. This was not my finest hour. For that and the embarrassment to my family, friends, and those who may support me, I am sorry. Regardless of what the people on social media will say, this is not a pattern of misbehavior.
I have some of the story.
Go ahead, yeah.
Ahead of Election Day, a unity ceremony is being held in town right now.
Yeah, it's happening right now outside of Main Street Church. That's where we're showing you outside. You can see the vigil happening right over my shoulder with the candlelight there. They're coming together to pray for the peaceful transfer of power. But police say the opposite happened over the weekend during a Donald Trump rally. Well, the corner of Market and High Street in downtown Amesbury is quieter now. It wasn't that way over the weekend.
There was a lot of commotion, the horns were going, and people were, ranting and raving, waving to each other. So that's what brought my attention out here.
Terrence Gleason owns Greenery Designs on Market Street. He describes the flurry of activity outside of his business while a Trump rally rolled through on Saturday.
I see this gentleman come racing out of the restaurant, go after and jump at a car. Then the cops all arrived.
Turns out that gentleman was Amesbury City Councilor Steve Stanganelli.
Sir, you're charged with the city of Amesbury on November 2nd, 2024 with disorderly conduct.
According to an Amesbury police report, multiple witnesses saw Stanganelli yelling at and attempting to block vehicles with Trump flags.
There was no intention, any attempt by me to stifle First Amendment rights. I didn't even know there was any kind of rally activity going on.
Stanganelli says he got involved because he saw a public safety issue.
It was regarding people who were not properly coming to a stop at a place that has lots of incidents.
According to police, Stanganelli also jumped on top of a pickup truck at one point during the rally. Based on their report, it's not clear if that pickup was involved in the event. We asked Stanganelli about his behavior.
Police report also notes that the vehicle kept moving towards me and bumped me.
You see delusion?
The city of Amesbury sent us a statement that
do you
says
guys
they
see
don't condone
delusion?
the type of behavior that happened on
You
Saturday.
went there,
Stanganelli.
and somehow it's their fault. That's crazy. The car hit him.
He jumped on the car to stop all the Trump trucks. This man threw his body at the car, risked his life because he so badly did not want all the Trump trucks to go down.
That is trauma. That is trauma.
Father.
You got a little bit of trauma.
Everybody's so crazy.
Unhinged.
Woman stabbed, seriously injured near Boston MBTA station.
Forest Hills, man.
In Forest Hills.
Yeah.
Forest Hills got to stop.
Forest Hills need more security. Security! I called security on so many people on Sunday. Well, mostly Taisha.
Oh, she's abusive.
She is abusive.
Let me not say that. She likes me the most.
She does.
So
don't let her turn her wrath on you. It's my favorite person. A woman who hospitalized Monday afternoon with serious injuries after being stabbed near an MBTA station in Boston. Officers were sent to the Forest Hill station in Jamaica Plain at approximately 4:16 in the middle of the damn day. Well, it's dark as hell at 4 o'clock. It is midnight at 4 o'clock. It is terrible.
It's so dark.
Police said one female victim was located and she was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police said the homicide unit would handle the did she die? Just before 11 p.m., police said the victim's condition was upgraded and she expected to survive. Oh, God. What? Y'all gotta strap up. Because you just out. Was it somebody she knew, somebody she didn't know? Why did she get? Who stabbed her?
Nothing. There's nothing. Even
they don't have any information.
Yeah.
No, nothing. Which is crazy to me because what? It was middle of the day.
Yeah.
Why y'all stabbing her for?
Yeah.
A man charged with allegedly killing bear while driving a truck in New Hampshire. Well, the bear should have been in the street, and I'm not gonna get into that because that's crazy.
Don't
he
say that.
was driving drunk. Hey. No, but he was driving drunk. He was driving drunk and hit the bear.
Oh, well.
What's the investigation about? Arrest him, and the bear needs to stay inside of where it needs to be.
The bear dead?
I think so.
Oh, God.
He kill him.
Okay. Kill him. Do people eat bear?
Yes.
No, the man's not dead.
The bear's dead.
The bear dead, yeah.
People do eat bear. There was what was I watching the other day? Was it Netflix or YouTube or something? Maybe TikTok. The man was eating bear. Like he had got bear meat. Yeah. And it's a delicacy.
Oh, but didn't RFK take the bear?
No, RFK just hit the bear and then dragged the bear into the Central Park.
That's not the one. Didn't he cut the bear's head off?
Maybe he cut the bear's head off. RFK don't know what the hell RFK did.
He did say that.
Did he cut the hair off the bear, or was it another? There was another animal. He did something with a whale too, or a dolphin too.
A moose knuckle.
Oh my gosh! And that's the type of person that you want on your team.
Yep.
Because RFK said that Trump has promised him.
Yeah.
That he will oversee many
so
things.
That's something that I want to know. Like when Trump doesn't give these people what they promise, what do? Then they go on now. Not everybody writes a book, right? Yeah. About how Trump
is bad.
Yeah, is bad. Mm-hmm. And things.
That's
such.
not fair.
That's crazy. As homeless population surges in Davis Square, this is Somerville. This is terrible. The homeless population is large and in charge, and that is crazy. I can't open it on my tablet.
So let's go into
open on this.
Okay. There have long been homeless people in Davis Square, but their summer neighbors With and without home agree, something was different. A rise in unsheltered homelessness here, mainly in 2 parks near the MBTA stop, was hard to ignore, as were reports of open drug use and drug dealing, discarded needles and violence, notably 2 back-to-back stabbings in September in which 4 people were injured. Some neighbors felt newly uneasy running errands after dark. I can't read.
What happened? Because your nose? It's because of your nose. Your nose is boogie.
Because I'm trying to talk and breathe at the same time and then read. So that my brain is saying, you doing too much. Doing too much. Can't breathe and talk.
As the state shelter system overflows and amid a statewide spike in homelessness, the issue has fueled a rolling debate among residents of this progressive city about how to address a sudden surge in the heart of a busy neighborhood without simply pushing vulnerable population elsewhere. People who spent time in Davis Square, including those who have been unhoused themselves, have noticed a shift. Big change, said Peter, 63 years old, who has been homeless on and off for 30 years, mostly in Davis Square, and still hangs out there. Despite moving to an apartment 3 years ago, he rested his legs by leaning up against a concrete stoop. New crowd of people, not here for good.
So basically, there's an influx of unhoused residents in Davis Square.
Davis Square
in Somerville.
That's right there by the Schrafft's building.
Is that Davis
Isn't
Square?
that Davis Square by the...
No, that's Sullivan.
That's Sullivan Square.
That's Sullivan Square. So which one is Davis
They said by Somerville.
Yeah, but where?
So the thing is that I feel like at all the taste stations is going to be an influx of the homeless.
Right, because we hear about it at Andrews Station all the time, and now Forest Hills has been in the news a lot for a lot of different crazy things happening.
It makes sense because you could go in there and be warm and then just keep on taking the train over and over again.
Davis Square is that place down there where it's like a big entertainment. It's like a strip. There's like a strip over there, Davis Square, where the we had went to go see the Slut Cracker, and the barbecue place and all of that. Over there,
that's a big. Yep.
Oh yeah, the theater. Okay.
Yeah.
Jason Tatum reveals he's requested a trade. He requested a trade from the Celtics. Not recently, because sir, you are thriving over there. I'm not waiting. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have been the centerpieces for the Boston Celtics over the past few seasons. The star duo finally got Boston over the final hump in 2023-24, winning the NBA Finals against the Dallas Mavericks in dominating fashion. Before Tatum was selected with the number 3 pick in 2017, many expected the Celtics, who initially had the number 1 pick, to go with the Washington Huskies guard Markelle Fultz. However, Boston elected to trade back 2 spots to grab the Duke product, allowing the Philadelphia 76ers to get Fultz. After the 2017 drafts, the Celtics made a big move, blah, 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 blah. At one point, Jason Tatum wanted to get traded to another team. I get drafted. Gordon Hayward signs with the Celtics. Go to this thing.
So I was like, man.
So you didn't think you was going to play at all in Boston?
And then I get drafted. And then Gordon Hayward signed with the Celtics. I called my agent like, yo, I got to get traded.
Yeah, facts.
I'm in summer league before I ever play a game like, yo. He like relaxed, just waited out.
Yeah, man, he doing too much.
Basically, he's like, you gotta chill. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to play. I didn't get drafted to come off the bench and not start.
Yeah.
He was like, yo, just like you in a great organization. They gonna teach you how to play the right way.
I ain't gonna lie, I would have been worried too. I mean, we just talked about Bryce Young. Yeah, grab the headset, JT.
That's nice. I'm glad he didn't go nowhere.
Me too, because he's a star.
Snyder said he grew up in Davis Square and his high school term paper was about homeless men.
Yep.
And what was it about then? What has changed since that high school term paper? Schneider.
Yeah.
Tell us what. Because I think there's just more homeless people now than it was before.
It was more.
Damn, Saucy, getting on you.
Finn said you sound like Biggie Smalls when he was rapping. She's got a Biggie sweatshirt on, so maybe that's what she's channeling today.
That's Rick Ross. I'm just so freaking congested. That's what it is. My eyes hurt and I'm congested as hell. And that just sucks because if I close my mouth like this, It's suicide.
Oh gosh! Mike Nice says today is Take It to the Polls Tuesday. Get it, Mike Nice? That's polls. Right. I like it. Take it to the polls.
And people, to celebrate, y'all should go to the strip club.
You know what?
What strip club?
The strip club that has the political strip club. He said people come to the polls.
Oh.
Yeah, they have that.
They should have discounts today, like Polls Tuesday.
Yeah.
That is Super Tuesday. Every Super Tuesday, the strip club have like half price.
And then half price off the buffet. Because the strip club buffets be good.
The chicken be good. Half price off a lap dance too. I'll go right there and get me a little dance.
Yeah.
Do a little dance. Be like Tory Lanez.
It's upsetting. It's upsetting.
Dance, bitch, dance.
Throw dollars at him. And vote and register to vote at the same time.
Boy, I tell you, the world is in shit. We are
polls at the polls.
Shout out to Finn's Uber driver.
Yes, shout out
Uber
to
rider.
His Uber rider. Hey, Uber rider.
Speaking of, I don't know how true this is. I'll have to look it up. But the NAACP has partnered with Uber and Lyft, I believe, to offer $20 rides.
Oh.
You have to have a certain discount code or something like that. But you guys go look it up, because if you need a ride to go to the polls or buy the polls to go to the chicken, go first.
Call me. I got my mama's card today, so if you need a ride to the polls, call me. But I got an appointment at 1, 2, and 3, so you're gonna have to go between 11 and 1 or after 3.
So
after 4. So basically, call Uber. So right?
It says that Uber voters can access discounted Uber Lyft rides on election day.
Oh, that is nice.
Up to 50% of the customers are using a ride share to make a trip on Tuesday to their polling places. The respective election day discounts made available through Uber and Lyft can amount up to $10 according to 2 rideshare companies.
Oh, up to $10.
Use Vote 24.
Yeah, because most people's polling places is right close to them, right? Within 1 mile of where they live. So it shouldn't be a long ride.
You know what else is crazy? Did you guys hear about how Elon Musk, they took him to court.
Yeah.
And he's been doing an illegal lottery where you can win up to $1 million if you register to vote or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so funny that he's allowed to do that. In some places in Georgia, if you give people water or food or candy while they're waiting for very long hours to vote, you could get arrested.
Arrested?
You can literally get arrested. Like, it's an actual, like, in Georgia, there's so much voter suppression going on. Like, they're doing a purge of a lot of the votes. They are closing down polls in, like, some of the most, like, disadvantaged place. Like, it's some real mess going on out here in this world. And y'all gotta really just kind of pay attention and bring a friend to the polls with you so they can vote.
And there are a such thing as poll observers that are mandated by the government that a lot of the red states were trying to like deny entry, but they can't deny them because these are appointed people by the government to make sure that the polls everything's going correctly.
It's so scary that all of this is happening. Yeah, like, I don't know. It just seems like they can do so much. There's so many things that can happen. Like, the Supreme Court is stacked with Trump supporters. If this thing goes all the way to Supreme Court because he's screaming voter suppression, he's screaming blah, 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 blah. Couldn't they just be like, yep, he's right, do it over? That's crazy. The Constitution. Boy, I'm telling you the truth.
Got one more story there.
Yes. And when Cornell police arrest Massachusetts man who was hiding underneath a female's bed.
What he was doing there?
What was he doing? Can you read it?
What he was doing there is what I want to know. So they were, let's see. Cornell University police announced on Monday that a man was found underneath a female's bed at the Keaton House Residence Hall. Cornell police said it arrested Noah Rebi, 21 of Massachusetts. Rebi is facing misdemeanor counts of trespassing and assault. On October 30th, just before midnight, Cornell police received a 911 call reporting that an unknown man was underneath a female's bed in the residence hall. What is that? Police said he fled when he was discovered and in the process hurt the female. He was not immediately apprehended. He was taken into custody on October 31st. He was then turned over to the custody of the Tompkins County Sheriff's Office and arraigned on November 1st. He was released on his own recognizance. An order of protection was also issued, and he is due back in the city court on November 6th. How come they gave him a restraining order so quick?
Why is he 21 years old?
What he was doing there?
What he was doing?
Do you think he went to the school?
I don't know.
I think he went to the school. He wouldn't have traveled from Massachusetts to go lay up under this girl's bed, right? So he must have gone to the school and just happens to be from Massachusetts, and they wanted to throw some dubs on it. Yeah. They granted this guy they granted the girl a restraining order immediately in this case, and she only found him under the bed one time.
Because, bro, if I gotta find him under the bed 2 more times, what?
I mean, I'm saying, let the law be fair across the board. Anyway, that's that. What's that? I just who that? Oh, hi. What? Why I thought it was Journey. Hi, it's our girl. Good. So anyways, that is the local news. We're going to take a quick pause for the cause. Come back. We've got some special guests on this Take It to the Polls Tuesday.
Because that's what we doing today. Every time we can figure it out, we going to make y'all take it to the polls. Absolutely. From every show that's on here today, Jaquetta at 1 to 3, Bobby from 11 to 1. Everything is vote.
Yeah, everything is vote. Vote. Anyhow, we'll be right back, people. Saucy and Friends in the morning.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
In our democracy, your vote matters. Make your voice heard. Get registered. Seek out reliable reporting on the candidates and issues and vote on or before November 5th. Visit vote411.org. This message is furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Finally Home is a must-read step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time home buyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
Moonbox Productions is thrilled to present the Thanksgiving play. Isn't it time we rethink Thanksgiving? That's the question on the table when 4 politically correct performers try to create a new take on the traditional Thanksgiving holiday pageant. Rambunctious, wild, and fearless, the Thanksgiving play serves up history and humor with a steaming side dish of uniquely American hypocrisy. Opening on November 21st and running through December 15th at Arrow Street Arts in Cambridge. Tickets are $45 and are available at arrowstreetarts.org. Pay what you wish options are available at the box office.
Often I hear people talking about how high their electricity bills are. Massachusetts has programs that everyday homeowners pay for, but never look into. Have you ever considered why some homes have panels and others don't? If you have Eversource, National Grid, or Unitil for electricity, you are paying for your neighbors to get panels at no cost. The charges are on the bill. Why not get someone to pay for yours? This program also helps with re-roofing, tree cutting, and electrical upgrades. If you're tired of short-term solutions for a long-term problem, connect with Bakari to find out if your home meets the requirements to upgrade at no cost out of pocket. Save the planet, future-proof your family for power outages, and save tens of thousands of dollars on an otherwise lifelong bill. Mention Spark when you call or text SPARK to 617-833-8940 to get 2 months off your power bill covered if your home gets selected.
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Spark FM.
Easy boy, make me dance. Daddy, oh, make me dance.
Lighting the airwaves. Spark FM. Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up.
Tell me how you want it, yeah. Call me and I'm over it.
Spark FM.
Yeah. I got the sauce, yeah, I'm saucy. You peep the walk, yeah, I'm flossing on them. You can't get enough, you know you want this. Cause I got the sauce, catch my drip, drip, drip. I got the sauce, yeah, I'm saucy. You peep the walk, yeah, I'm flossing on them. You can't get enough, you know you want this. Cause I got the sauce, catch my drip, drip, drip. Drip beyond 1,000, your style beyond 100. Cause I've been stacking billions worth of knowledge in my pocket. A designer and an artist working harder than your hardest. I'm a vibe no matter the time when I'm in your space. Catch my fly. Look at the flick of the wrist. Been dripping all over this place. Been clicking all over your space. I laid it all on me with grace. Super ahead of my time. You falling in love with the vibe. Believe it, you know I'm your type. And I see it all in your eyes. Cause I got the sauce, the jugo. All the flavor for real, te lo juro. El sazón to your life, eso es puro. Tú sabes que yo soy de lo tuyo. Cause I got the sauce, the jugo. All the flavor for real, te lo juro. El sazón to your life, eso es puro. Tú sabes que yo soy de lo tuyo. Soy de lo tuyo, soy de lo tuyo. Ya tú sabes, soy de lo tuyo. Siento el orgullo dentro de mí. Comenzando de ahí, salió este hit, salió este beat, pegándose así, rompiéndote el mix, tan fácil así, bailándolo así. Tú sabes que sí, tú sabes que sí, tú sabes que I got the sauce, yeah, I'm sauce. Tú sabes que you peep the wall, yeah, I'm floss. Tú sabes que can't get enough, you know you won't. Tú sabes que I got the sauce, sauce, sauce. Tú sabes que I got the sauce, yeah, I'm sauce. Tú sabes que you peep the wall, yeah, I'm floss. Tú sabes que can't get enough, you know you won't. Tú sabes que
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
This morning.
Yerp, we back. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. This is Saucy and Friends in the morning, and we are here. It is Super Tuesday. Like I said, y'all prepared to be sick of us today because the vote is the only note.
Yes,
Bars.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. We have in the building with us Senator Liz Miranda, who is on the ballot today, and she is stopping by just to talk to us about what today is and what today means and how is today. Quick check-in, Miss Liz Miranda. How are you doing?
I'm actually hopeful today and excited. Shout out to everybody. Like, I just had like 20-some people just join. Good morning, everybody. I'm wearing my winter white. I'm trying to look fly today. I'm on the ballot, but I'm doing it for all our ancestors, for all the women who have suffered in this country, for all the black women who didn't get the right to vote till 1965, and we stay saving democracy, y'all. Today's E-Day.
Hello.
I am with my friends. For those of you that know, I was on radio for a long time. I love radio.
Yeah.
Radio is still the #1 way to reach the black community. I got my Slim Jim. I don't know if y'all know this, but Slim Jims, Pepsi. Those are like my 2 things. Today I got some special orange juice.
Yeah.
For the homies. No, it's just, I'm doing okay. I think that I do have a little bit of election anxiety, and I think it's just really honest. And just want to speak to the people because as women who put our name on the ballot, and as women of color, even though Boston is ours, Massachusetts, I feel like, is my city, the truth is we are held to a different standard.
Yeah, absolutely.
And people harass us and abuse us, try to intimidate us. And we have to be excellent. Like, I saw this quote about
he's allowed to be.
Kamala has to be flawless.
Well, he's allowed to be lawless.
You know, that she's unqualified. And I'm just like thinking, a DA, an AG, a U.S. senator. Now, if you don't know U.S. history, very few black women have ever been U.S. senators in this country. And there's 2 women actually on the ballot right now that could change that. But to think that she's the vice president of the United States of America, but she's unqualified.
Right.
Like, no.
Right.
So I hope everyone on my list today who's watching live, go out and vote. If you voted early or if you voted by mail, let us know. If you're voting today and you have any questions, my team and myself are here to help you.
Absolutely.
So that's how I'm doing. I'm excited, but I got a little election anxiety. That's why I got to snap it to a Slim Jim. Even though I don't rock with Hulk Hogan. You know what I'm saying? He's canceled.
Jesus Lord. So for a day like today, and not saying that you're going for the president of the United States, but a day like today, being a black woman, going for a position that's not usually held by black women, what is it like feeling? What do you go through this process as you gear up towards this day? Like, you have a little election anxiety, but like inside, it must be like completely mumbled because it's like, what is happening? What's going on?
There's a couple of things that help me center myself. I am a big meditation person and prayer person. For a long time, I didn't feel like I knew how to pray. And so I grew up Catholic, stand up, sit down, you hear the priest. And as I got older, I joined other churches, and my home church is Morning Star. And I realized that there's no wrong way to pray. So I woke up today at 6 a.m., I prayed, I read, I centered myself. I made myself a breakfast. You know, people be surprised.
Yeah,
like,
breakfast.
When we're going, like, we don't usually have energy because a lot of times we're skipping important things. And I planned out my day last night. And I even took some tips on what to deal with anxiety. So today I'm going to have my favorite meals. I have a playlist. I'm going to take a walk.
Good.
Because I don't think people really understand. For anyone that puts their name on a ballot and runs for office, you have to raise money. You have to knock on thousands of doors. You have to make thousands of phone calls. You have to send thousands of text messages. And like I said earlier, we deal with different things. Like, if we choose to vote for a policy that is unfavorable to some, like if I was a man or I was white, people don't harass me in the same ways. And they come for me, and they come for your family. People have come to my home. People have come to places of my business.
Oh my gosh.
And, you know, I'm scared. You know, I'm scared for Kamala. I'm scared for other black women who are on the ballot. Because January 6th should have taught us that people don't really...
They don't care. Like, they're not using actual...
In the history of this country, we have never had a mutiny at our Capitol. It is sacred space. And to think that that day, my colleagues who are Congress people were hiding.
I mean, the vice president at the time was hiding.
You're hiding in your office, and people died because you didn't believe an election went the way that it did.
But not even you didn't believe in an election, but as much as you told respect and make America great again, you had no respect for America on that day.
Absolutely.
Which is crazy.
Do you see a rise? Like, is there like?
There's
I mean, it's clear.
Yeah. I mean, I think we should. We're just a violent country, you know. And it's crazy that we've normalized violence in this country.
Yeah.
You should be able to vote for who you want and disagree. You might be a Republican, I might be a Democrat, I might be a Green Party person, but we shouldn't have to feel fear that we have opinions. Like, I have Republicans in my family. I have Republicans who are friends. Many of them are just fiscally conservative people that choose to vote on that side of the aisle. But they're not voting for someone that hates me or wants to harm me. And I think that is a difference in this year's election. And I want folks to know, if you choose to sit this out, and I hope you don't, there are people like me who are in down ballot races. You know, there are people like Allison Cartwright, who is going to be our next clerk of courts. There are people like Stephanie Everett, Rep. Worrell, Rep. Randy Fluka Oakley, who are in these down ballot races. Rep. Tyler, for example, who are people of color who need us to go out to show our state that they're with us, they rock with us. And so if you're thinking you don't even want to vote for president, I can't force you. But there's 11 other races on that ballot, and some of those people you'll never meet in life. But I can damn sure say today that you've met the other people I've mentioned. And they deserve your vote too, because I don't see other people showing up for our communities like we have. You know, like, we are forced to go everywhere, and when we're not outside, y'all let us know. Good morning, everybody.
Yeah, that's true. We always say that, like, these politicians, when do they rest? Because they are everywhere all the time. Y'all got to show up a lot.
I'm taking the day off tomorrow, so don't call
good.
People
good
DM me, I was like, don't DM me.
But what does that mean? When you say you're taking the day off tomorrow, I don't feel like that is a typical take the day off. I feel like you might not leave the house, but you'll still be working. Like,
I'm actually forcing myself to like literally like go somewhere for like the day. Because I run on E most of the time, and it's not healthy. You know, if I can't show up for myself and my family, I can't show up for my community. So I am literally, and I hope all people who are on a ballot tomorrow take a rest day to just really just like process.
Reset.
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 That's the word.
I'm gonna be hungover, so.
Hi, everybody.
I think we need to reset and also think about what world we're waking up in tomorrow too. You know, so that's definitely a good idea. Just take the day. And if everybody could, they should make it a holiday tomorrow. Everybody needs to.
I just don't understand why E-Day is not a holiday in this country. In other countries, Election Day is the most sacred day. And it's like Christmas. It is like other holidays that we have federally, so that people don't feel the pressure. Think about a mom today who wants to vote. She has to think about childcare if she has children. She has to think about her job, right? And then if you go after work and there's a long line, most of us don't have hours to give, right? And so if you're in line and you're forced to think about, do I get out of line because it's too crowded and I got to get home to feed these kids, or do I stay in line? People often have to make those choices. And if the weather's bad, like today in Michigan and Wisconsin, the weather is actually bad. And I'm telling y'all, black people, I know I got some people from the D here. I got people from Minneapolis.
Yeah, speak to them. Speak to those swing state voters.
Do not go because it's raining. That's what they hope we do. They hope we stay home.
We were talking about just voter suppression too in a lot of these places where, you know, we got people like here, like Elon Musk giving out millions of dollars in a lottery type situation. But if you go in some places in Georgia in the South, you give out a bottle of water and you getting arrested for, you know, swinging the vote. Like, that's crazy. I can't drink. I've been standing in line for 4 hours.
Yo, sign that pledge for Elon Musk. Win that $1 million. Vote for Kamala Harris.
You know what's funny though, and this is a real problem in this country: disinformation and misinformation.
Oh my God!
I pulled up an article about that this morning to go over.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah,
the TikTok
it's crazy.
phenomenon. So they did a study that most Gen Zers are getting their news from TikTok.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
And I think it was something like 44%, or maybe even as high as 65%. I don't remember.
Right.
But the scary thing is that we're dependent on people sharing their opinions on social media for news.
And that's what they said. They said that they read the headlines and then they skip the article and just go straight to the comments.
100%. It's because it's the same talking points around and around. It's the headlines.
Yeah, it's the headlines.
So do you
and
think?
Comments.
So I wanted to ask you a question because you mentioned that we need to go out and vote.
Yeah.
You mentioned black men in particular, right? Like the issues surrounding that demographic when it comes to voting. Why do you think that's the case? Because I just want to say this because when you look at social media, I don't really look at social media as an indicator of like a
what's
broad
happening.
indicator.
Yeah.
But it kind of gives you the vibes, like what the vibes are, right? And then you listen to a lot of black men that aren't voting or voting red.
Yeah.
And
they'll speak on that because I think that's actually a false narrative meant to break down black men, just like the false narrative that most black men are not good fathers or not in the home or in jail. Now, we have huge disparities in the criminal legal system. I had it in my family. My father and all my brothers were incarcerated. My brother and father were deported. My youngest brother was killed. Like, I've gone through it all. You know, I've had boyfriends who've done time. I've done bids with people. Like, it is real, right? And I encourage us to not listen to that narrative because black men do vote. And black men are voting. And for those that don't want to vote or think that it's a challenge, they're right in some cases. We are not technically electing a president. We go out and vote in the Electoral College. Those individuals who have been selected per state, per 50 state, based on the population, they're making the determination in this country, and we can have a whole conversation about the Electoral College another time. But what's really important to know this, those other 10 people, like your state senator and your state rep, your governor's council member, we are making the laws in Massachusetts that dictate your future.
Absolutely.
Whether Massachusetts has 3 strikes and you're out, whether we end life without parole, whether we have correctional oversight. And so I encourage folks, brothers that come to me like, yo, Liz, I don't want to vote. I was like, you've asked me for help on XYZ. I'll give you an example. A brother came to me about writing him a letter for parole. Right? We've made a lot of strides in Massachusetts since 2018. Now there's no probation and parole fees. Right? We've made phone calls free. Shout out to my colleagues who made that happen. And now there's less than 6,000 people incarcerated in our jail system.
Wow.
And when I was like 10 years ago, it was 12,000. So we are releasing at a record number. We're trying to make the conditions better. We're decreasing at such an alarming rate. We've closed 2 jails.
Wow.
And if we really did it right, we probably could close 3 more. Right? There's just not enough. So if you want to impact the criminal legal system or impact public schools, those down ballot races, what I tell people is if you love me, if you respect me, you want to see me in office, you go out and vote. And you can skip whatever you want to skip. I hope you don't because this election is so tight. But think about who you're not voting for that you do care about. And so I just think that it's a lot of misinformation. It's just like in the communities, they're trying to fear monger. That's what I think. Because the brothers I talk to, like, I might get 1 out of 20.
Me too.
But most of them are voting.
And I think what the problem is with that is that 1 out of 20 is loud. They're very loud and they're very vocal and they want to post all day. So by accident, you see them and you think that this is, you don't think it because you know you are a different person. But you know, like at the same time, I want to, majority of the men that I know understand the assignment. I think that is like literally the majority, meaning like 98% of the men that I know understand the assignment. Those 2 other ones, that 2% that literally just want to sit there and be outliers because of ego and whatever else. Or one,
but hot sauce, we need to also be honest. The truth is that a lot of people in this country are like, is this the best we got? Right?
And
a lot of people, particularly Arab Americans or progressive folks, are really angry, rightfully so, about the war in Gaza.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Same.
Right?
Same.
But I want folks to understand that this is not a marriage.
No.
You don't have to be in love with the Harris and Walls or Trump and Vance to vote to your values.
Yep.
And if
Yes.
you're having a hard time figuring out
Thank you,
if
Liz.
you should vote for yourself, think about your children.
Yeah.
What I'm really scared about, and I'm just going to take this all the way back. Hillary Clinton ran and won the popular vote and lost the election.
Me too. Talk
We
about
have
it.
another highly qualified woman in Kamala Harris. I am scared that Trump will get in office and not leave.
Yeah.
Two.
Why would you think that? I mean, what did he do? No,
And I think to the women and to the men who love us, who want to protect us, who want to protect their daughters, I encourage y'all to think about it like this. What if we never get to vote for another woman in this country?
Yeah.
Like, it is 2024.
Yeah.
The Pilgrims landed in 1620. That's true. Before 1620, we've had Native American people. Shout out to my Native Americans, First Americans here for thousands of years.
Wampanoags, what's up?
Yeah, shout out to my Wamp people. You know, they like to mix with Cape Verdeans. Shout out to my Cape Cod people. And when I first met them, I was like, are you Criollo? I thought they were all Cape Verdean. And they were like, no, my family is Wampanoag. And I just want to share that, like, I think we're at a crossroads in this country. Like, if we do not vote for someone who is qualified, who will allow you to disagree with them, I think we're setting a really challenging precedent.
Okay.
That's what I believe.
So I think I agree with everything you're saying, right? But I just want to press this a little bit, right? Because I feel like this is a golden opportunity to answer this question.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not 1 out of 100 people, right? If we're looking at statistics nationally, it's more like it could be close to 20 out of 100 black men that won't vote or will vote what I think is against their interests
For many different
right?
reasons too.
And I want to know, like, how, as an elected official, Boston's a little different.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not a swing state. We don't get all the propaganda.
But we're not a swing state, but we're more purple than people believe.
Oh yeah, I mean,
we're not.
And I didn't know.
Promote.
I've realized that throughout this election season. Yeah. I really thought that we were, like, oh, we're hardcore blue, but it's not. That's not.
Nationally, I think we are, right? But how do you speak to those people? How do you counter the propaganda and the false narratives, the fake news?
Let me tell you, you're so eloquent. I'm like, here's the problem with
Catholic
elected
education.
officials. I got to take off my jacket now because you got me started. It's a nice day too.
It's beautiful out.
It's election day and it's 70. Yesterday it was cold. Today they was like the sun is out, buds out. Go
I was
vote.
like, I had hugs yesterday. I'm gonna put on my Timbs, and today I'm in a winter white dress. Here's the problem with elected officials: we speak to people only during elections. And that is not when elections are made.
Not you though, Liz.
Right.
You
I
be amongst the people.
I think that's my problem. Lizzie needs permission from y'all to go back inside. I am tired. I cannot go to everybody's mother's 60th.
But you trying to. You be trying to.
I be like, sending the team like, okay, bring this citation and tell them I love them. I literally, like, I had days this year that I had 10, 12 events.
It's crazy.
And so what I try to do, and I encourage my other elected officials, is you've got to talk to your constituency all the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last Saturday I started my day with girls between 11 and 14. Now they can't vote, but I wanted them to know that, like, when I was their age, I went through a lot of ish. My dad was involved in my life. I grew up in a tough neighborhood. My mom worked 16-hour days. Ish happened. I was a latchkey kid. I had to go to community centers versus go be with my grandmother and her sisters. And things happen to young girls in communities like this. And I always felt like I felt safe in my community, but I also felt like, girls can attest to this, and it happens with boys too. Like, people hypersexualize you. Oh, you're so pretty. Oh, you got a nice body. I remember, like, hearing that at 10. At 11. And so what I try to do in speaking to those girls, I was like, you guys can make an impact on your parents. I was like, I'm going to tell you a little bit about why voting is important. And I hoped that they are going to go talk to their families. And I made them write a letter to their elected officials. Now, they can't vote for another 3 years for some, but I know that act of writing that first letter to someone like me is going to make a difference, because my colleagues will respond and be like, "Dear
such
Jai, thank you so much for your letter, and I care a lot about young people in our city." So I think the way to get to black men, or men who the system has jaded them, because to be honest, let's keep it 1,000%. Like, government is slow. Government doesn't always do the right thing. And government doesn't always support us, right? So I talk to them all year round, and I talk on an individual basis. I don't generalize. If a brother comes to me and says, "Hey Liz, I need that parole letter," I try to explain to them, I will write the letter, but I need you to understand why it's important for you to support me in being able to fight the conditions for parole. Like, for example, I have a bill on ending technical violations. 84% of
What's
guys,
a technical violation?
So there's a list, right? You can talk about Triz. Come on, help me out. There's a list in every state, but in Massachusetts, there's a list that you can violate your parole if you do one of these things.
Oh, yeah. Young Thug.
Yeah. Have a drink, even though you didn't go to jail. Having a drink, even though you didn't go to jail for alcoholism,
really,
you could get sent back to jail. Hanging with felons. Let me tell y'all something.
This is why I went to jail.
Can we talk about that? Let me tell you something. If I was on parole and hanging out with felons was a reason I'd go back, I'd go back, because it's around me. You know, like my friends, my people that I care about, and so. I think that the technical violations list is one of the main reasons why guys in particular go back, and the recidivism rate in Massachusetts is so high. But for you to be able to help me end that, you actually have to be a registered voter. You have to be someone that advocates, and you can do it. But so many people are feeling jaded, and so that's how I explain it to them.
It seems like they're trying to like.
Hi everybody.
They
if you voted, please let us know if you're going out today.
She's
talking about people. Hey y'all.
Yo, that's a politician for you. Multitasking.
Right. What were you saying?
No, dang, I forgot what I was gonna say to him.
You're being so eloquent. Let me get my bite of my Slim.
No, that's just how I talk. No, but I'm a like, I like you. I really do, and I like your energy. I'm not one of your voters just because I'm not in your district. I would vote for you. I would say that.
Maybe one day you'll be able to vote for me.
If I can afford it. I can't afford your district.
No, I might run for something bigger.
All right, I hope so. I hope so. But I think it's important for us to. We got to challenge. We got to challenge. And from what you're saying, your philosophy around being a political figure. Like, I think somebody like you is somebody that we should be voting for. Somebody that's willing to answer these questions and be challenged without...
And to have the experience to actually know why you're answering that way.
Exactly.
Can I just talk about Brockton for a second?
Yeah.
Please don't. No.
Black Boston is in Brockton and Stoughton, Easton, Milton, Randolph. Okay, and they're moving further out.
Further south.
The cost of
Rhode Island,
Bedford, Attleboro.
Yep.
Here's the thing: we're told that we can't really make a difference. Brockton could have a black mayor, a Cape Verdean mayor, a Haitian mayor.
Do you know Brockton?
I know Brockton really well.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. That was my joke. Yeah.
Let me tell you why.
Bad joke.
But we are not united, and we're not working together to see who we're going to elevate and all put our energy in.
I see that right there. That's whatever. Like you said, you had said something earlier.
Yes.
When you had said something like, you know, people are confused about if they are the right candidates or whatever. But I feel like that's the same way here. If we focus on the right candidates locally and elevate them and encourage them and inspire them to continue whatever, we will put the right person in office. We do have to find collectively, unifiedly together to push that person where they need to be.
And even if you vote for someone, to your point, they work for you. Yeah. And so when you elect someone, now it's healthy because some of the people that it down because they're just not being honest.
Right. Exactly.
And yelling at me when I'm not your child. It's not going to work. But you can sit down with an elected official if you voted for them, if you live in their district, and say, you know, I didn't like your position on this. And what can I do to change your mind? Or get a bunch of people to email them and reach out. Because I think it's important for Triz to share his story. I just want to back up a little bit because really what is at stake here is, are we going to elect someone that will allow you to disagree with them? Right. Are you going to elect somebody that you can fight against? Or are you totally shut out of the process? And when you talk about you went to jail, I just thought that would be important to hear to listeners, because sometimes it's one little mistake. You're in a car with somebody that you shouldn't be, and then another year of your life is taken away. So I would love to hear, like, if you care to share.
I had a case for filing fraudulent taxes. I had somebody do my taxes back in the day. Come to found out 2 years later that they filed my mother's house. This is when Obama was doing his first time home buyer's loan. They filed my mother's house into my name, and I didn't know that. Ended up getting put on federal probation. I ended up violating my probation because a part of my probation was I couldn't smoke. I am a smoker. Every day of my life since I was maybe about 21, 22. And ended up back in jail twice. I violated my probation, and smoking had nothing to do with what my case was.
Because he was in there for a white collar crime. They charged you for blue collar stuff.
I should have been in Club Fed.
And it's an industry. The point is, it costs us. Excuse me. It's some good. I almost need a patty. Can someone bring me a patty?
I'm definitely going to get a patty because I wanted one this morning.
Someone bring me a patty from PNR, something. Because I'm hungry, obviously. Because I'm eating this Slim Jim like my life depends on it.
I mean, it's a stressful day, so don't.
It is.
It is.
It costs about $100,000 to incarcerate someone a year in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
That's a lot of money.
It is.
We have a lot of older people, so it actually is a little higher. So if you think about this, has a case. He's out of jail either on pretrial, probation, or parole, and then he gets sentenced for a violation. That means that the Commonwealth, that means you are paying to incarcerate someone on something that was unrelated to his case. Like, if the person needs to smoke to cope, like, I am not a smoker, but I have smokers in my family, and I've come to realize that our coping mechanisms are very different in our communities to handle our generational trauma. For years, I tried to get my godson to stop smoking, and then I came to the realization
that's what he does.
That is his piece, and it is legal, recreationally in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
It wasn't legal when you.
It was.
It was.
However,
if you're on probation, it matters.
Quick segue: Kamala has put out a policy that we should legalize marijuana federally. So just another quick point to throw in there.
Very nice.
So people are listening to us. I'm at Spark FM here in Mattapan with my good friend Saucy and friends.
Yes.
We've had a good debate, but today's election day in the whole nation.
Yes.
So I had a couple questions. Thank you, BR. I miss you. I haven't seen you in a while. Closing the Freds, the prison industrial complex is a very big problem. Jails make money. Many of our jails federally are actually privatized and owned by companies. And so what folks don't realize is like, oh yeah, you go to the feds, you go to the state. People are like, I'd rather go to the feds. But you have to realize that it's actually an industry. Someone is making millions of dollars. You know which company gets the most money?
McDonald's.
Securus.
Really?
How many of you guys have had to put money on the books to call somebody? Like Securus gets to all the contracts. And it is crazy how much money they make.
That makes it. I have a friend. I have a close friend of mine that was incarcerated, and they actually benefited in a lot of the reforms that they made in the prison system here in Massachusetts. He got out. He's on probation, but he was able to get out. But listening to his story, not only do you have to pay to call someone, right? Like the prisoners, they're paying for everything. Like we things that we take for granted, even music. Like certain music he couldn't listen to because you'd have to pay. You have an iPad that you pay for, right? Some company owns, and then you got to pay for the music to
and
come.
And if you don't want to wear Bobos, you got to pay extra money for your black Levi jeans.
You
don't want to wear sweatsuits or the jail uniform, which most people don't want. And it's not even the price that we pay out here. They make $1. Most people make $1 in jail a day.
$1 a day.
That's $1 a day.
Unless they,
that's slavery.
You know how much a video call is? $9.
That's crazy.
Some as high as $15. So if you think about this, you're not making that money. You know who holds the burden? Okay, I have a guilty pleasure. I watch Love After Lockup. I'm addicted to that show so bad that sorry y'all, and I don't know why, but it's like the women talk about spending thousands of dollars to be able to communicate and see their loved ones, because sometimes your loved one is not down the street. Your loved one is across the state.
Yeah.
You know, think about like the burden on transportation, on making phone calls to keep your connection between your children and their parents. Like it is hard, and it's always on the grandmother, it's on the auntie, the girlfriend, past and present, on your child's mother or your wife. And people need to understand that economic burden translates to us in our communities, you know? Yeah. So it's a big deal.
And that's people don't think here.
I'm excited I'm excited not necessarily for this election day, but I do know that when it comes to local politics, we have a lot of riders on the ground. You know, like we've got a lot. Our city council is stacked with people of color. You know, like our leadership here is starting to reflect more of what America actually looks like. And I think that Massachusetts and Boston is a good example of, you know, the middle that we've been talking about with this election. We are very far left and we are very far right. Somebody needs to be able to get us back to purple. You know, like where everybody can live in peace, because Donald Trump is taking it to a different level. I'm confident that Kamala is that person that can help us reach the middle. But I think that we just have to be very serious about what we want, and we do need to educate. I think that is when it comes to misinformation and bad information, I think education falls at the brim of this, because not enough people know how freaking social studies and civics works.
Because we don't have it in school anymore.
We don't, and it's disgusting because the amount of simple ass questions that are being asked about something that's very basic and Googleable is not happening.
Can I tell y'all, you guys should do this exercise. I think everyone should take the immigration naturalization test.
Ooh, yeah.
Because we talk about immigrants in this country really badly, but they have to take that test to become a citizen, and most of us don't even know the answers.
They know a lot more than we do. I will say
I've
that.
asked some students of mine to name the 50 states. They cannot. They don't know who the first president of this country is. They don't know state capitals.
Is that Obama?
They don't know. They don't know that we have three bodies of government: the legislature, the judicial, and the executive branch. And you know what, to be honest, I didn't always know these things, but I had to study hard to be in my position. And so I just hope that people that are listening today, there's a lot of engagement online, and I just want to say to everyone, if you haven't voted already, please don't sit this one out. If you have questions, there are people to help you. I'll be at Prince Hall most of the day today, except going to polls and doing radio to try to encourage people to get out the vote. And it's okay to have a different of opinion. If you feel like you don't want to vote today, call me and let's have a talk. Let's talk about why this year's election is more important. And polls don't close till 8 p.m. Right? And if you haven't voted already, middle of the day is actually the best time to vote. And a lot of people don't vote in the middle of the day, but you can take a lunch break to go vote. Your employer should not hold you. 2 or 3 hours. Your employer should not hold you if you are going out to vote.
Can I ask? I know a lot of the poll lines are long. If you are in line and it comes to 8 o'clock, do you have the right to go in and vote?
Stay in line.
Okay, stay in line. Okay.
They don't go by time; they go about the amount of people that were in line. By a certain time. They don't close the doors on anyone, and they shouldn't. The Attorney General of Massachusetts, who is Andrea Campbell, look at this. The first Black woman to win statewide. We have a Black woman congresswoman. We have Black women who are state reps and a state senator. And I'm only the 4th woman in history in Massachusetts. When we think about how old we are as a state, to think that it's 2024 and I'm only the 4th, and I'm the first Cape Verdean woman in the country. And I just want folks to know that I was put there by y'all. And if we don't go out and vote, we don't make history. You know, 2008, it was only Ayanna Pressley. Now, what Hot Sauce was talking about, we do have a city council that's majority people of color and majority women. That was not the case just a short 10 to 12 years ago. And so we got to remember that we do have the juice. And that's why I was pushing back on this misinformation. I think they tell us black men aren't showing up. Black men always show up. You know, black women show up the most out of every demographic. We vote 96% for a Democratic ticket, and we are always working on campaigning. But that doesn't mean that people are not voting.
Just so you know, I'm crazy Team Blue today. Today I'm so biased. I want all y'all to win.
That's how.
Holler at me later. We gonna have a tougher question for you.
That's how I feel too. Like vote. Like my cheat sheet. Everybody, who we vote? My cheat sheet, bro. Blue. Yes.
Yes.
Boston, yes. Boston say yes.
And we have 3 black women on this ballot in Boston here. We have Liz Miranda, we have Stephanie Everett, Kamala Harris.
And
Ayanna
Presley.
We have Ayanna, so even more. We have Allison Cartwright.
Yep.
If you live in Milton or Mattapan, you have Brandy Fluka-Oakley.
Say the names, please. I don't know them all.
Tyler. So black women are up and down this ballot, but you gotta go to the ballot booth to vote for us.
Can I add a little positivity?
Yeah.
Just you know.
Yes.
Politics is my thing, right? I studied it, and it's interesting that there's but not really surprising that there's so many women on the ballot, right? People don't realize that when women run, they tend to win. This is statistics. Like we know this. So and women tend to be very effective lawmakers, right? So if you're a young lady, right, and you want to change things, right? There's a good chance that if you educate yourself, like Senator Miranda here did, like. You can literally get into power, right? Look at hot sauce. Look at even outside of politics. Right?
Can we just have a moment? Like, we got black radio ownership. You know, every time I pull up, we're neighbors, and so we've been friends for a long time. But just to think about that there's a place that people can go to and get information is so amazing and beautiful. You know,
it is. You got to be proud to be a woman in Massachusetts. To be honest, and then especially a black woman in this state, and I'm proud to be one of them. So I'm proud to be among greats like these two.
Someone
here.
just asked me what I'm drinking. I'm drinking some Spark FM OJ.
It's a mocktail for all of you a-holes out here who want something to say.
Spark tail.
It's Spark tail. Yeah, Spark tail. I love that.
I just want to say this about girls. I did a lot in my city and the community for a long time, but I still didn't think I could ever be a politician. And I don't want, if folks are listening to me right now, to wait. I waited until some of the worst things happened to me, like losing my little brother to gun violence, to be able to be brave enough and scared enough and upset enough to run for office. That's not what other people think of when they're running for office. They think I'm the best person, I want this seat, and I'm gonna do this. And so I just encourage folks to think people like you do run. You know, people always, like, I was at Black Oktoberfest, shout out to Fenna. That was
shout out to Fenna, so phenomenal.
Her team, like, we worked for months to make sure that people knew that they should be educated about voting and making sure that folks would be reminded to vote because the event was 2 days before election. And when I was in that room, you know, as a former promoter, I was so proud because I looked down, I saw Rob, and I was like, he owns something. I saw y'all, and I was like, they own something. You know, I saw Real P, and I was like, they own something. Like, it just was the moment in time that, like, I want folks to know who but us. We know our communities better than anybody.
Yes, we sure do.
Right? And we're not gonna be disloyal to our communities. We'll vote for a fault to help our hood. And I just, you know, I want to thank my brother's memory because my brother used to call me the mayor. And he would joke about this because he used to get in trouble. And every time he needed to get back into school or get a job or do something, he would call me, right? And I was 10 years older, so I didn't party with him anymore, go out with him, but I was always there. I'm one of 11 children. So my father had a lot of children, and I've struggled with my life being the oldest girl, like always having to be there for someone. But my brother, the last conversation we had, he went to Save Our Streets, which is an event that I do every year. And he asked me to help him get a job in the unions. Now, I told my brother that I wasn't because I was like, you're not going to get up in the morning. You're not going to do hard labor. You're a pretty boy. See you at the club all the time. And he died 4 weeks later. And I remember saying to myself the shame and stigma I felt because I turned into someone that wasn't a believer. Like, it was easy at one phone call. But I thought he was going to embarrass me. I thought he was going to go for a week and not continue. Well, I'm proud to say that today, as an elected official, I've helped a dozen of his friends and even his child's mother get into unions because I owed that to Michael.
Yeah.
And we think we have more time. Yeah. And that's what I mean about my brother's legacy. My brother's loss taught me that we don't have the time that we think we do.
We sure do not.
And I could have ran and lost.
Yep.
But at least I ran.
Yeah.
And now 4 elections later, and I keep winning and winning, and God knows what's in store for me in the future. I just let people know, do not be afraid of your destiny, because I was so scared. Like, I wanted my life to stay the same. I wanted to still be an entrepreneur. I still wanted to make my own schedule. Now, my schedule is made for me. Now I have to handle really difficult things, but I do think that it's my destiny. I think my brother, you know, he's rocking the clouds right now, and I think his inspiration was like, you could be anybody you want to be, you know? And so I just want to encourage, you spoke to young girls, but also to young boys in our city. Like, this is our city. Boston belongs to us. Brockton belongs to us. Lowell, Lawrence, New Bedford, they belong to us. And if we start acting like it, we will make a huge difference.
Y'all hear that? Liz ran.
So we could walk. No. We can walk, yes. I was going to say, so we can fly or something like that.
Can I switch my registration real quick?
This mocktail is getting me a little hot this morning.
It's the heat in here. It's the heat in here.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, people, today, again, Super Tuesday, rock the vote, election, get out the vote, vote or die. All the things that, all the monikers, all the cliches,
slogans, all
the
those
slogans,
things.
everything like that. We need you guys to get out and vote. We are very partisan over here. Vote. Super partisan. And you can even be independent, but right now, that's not an option. So we're going to, and that's something that we can work on. I think with Kamala, we have the option to work on things. With Donald Trump, it is what it is. He said what he said. That's it. So make the right decision, everybody, today. Be great. Vote. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll come back and just do headlines for entertainment.
Yes.
Liz Miranda, thank you so much. Good luck today.
Thank you, Liz.
We'll be right back. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. Super Tuesday.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Spark FM. Spark FM.
In our democracy, your vote matters. Make your voice heard. Get registered. Seek out reliable reporting on the candidates and issues and vote on or before November 5th. Visit vote411.org. This message is furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This is a message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Travel increases your chance of getting and spreading COVID-19. Take steps to protect yourself and others. Wear a mask that completely covers your nose and mouth. Masks are required on planes, buses, trains, and other forms of public transportation traveling into, within, or outside of the U.S. and in U.S. transportation hubs such as airports and stations. Stay at least 6 feet away from others. Wash your hands often and watch for symptoms of COVID-19. When traveling back to the U.S., you must show a negative COVID-19 test result or have documentation of recovery from COVID-19 before boarding your flight back to the U.S. Visit cdc.gov/COVID-19 travel to learn more about travel requirements and recommendations.
Finally Home is a must-read step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time homebuyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, homeownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tailor-made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Taylor Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
Hi, it's Tori DeVito. In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. I grew up on tour with my parents. Kind of different, but we bonded over music just like other families do over sports, camping, or other interests. And we talked. Little everyday conversations from silly to serious that built a foundation over time. Honest conversations, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic.
Your honesty about that part of your life gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted to uphold in my own life. And I was so grateful that you and Mom had become these sober, stable people who were always there for me.
I wanted you to know from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs, whether it's music or anything else. I said it a lot, and I'm glad you took it to heart.
Talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Spark FM.
Weezy boy, make me dance. Daddy, oh, make me dance.
Lighting the airwaves. Spark FM. Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up.
Tell me how you want it, yeah. Call me and I'm over.
Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
All right, we are back. We got a few minutes, so we're going to try to get through as much of this as we can. Miss Tony, what you got for us?
Well, I mean, Liz touched on voter disinformation, election day disinformation that's coming out, and things to avoid falling for it. So just some quick tips, just to let you know, elections aren't easy to hack, first of all. That's a good thing to know. Minor errors are common, but conspiracies aren't common. So the polls may open late. The computers used to check in the voters can stall, and officials in some precincts may be slow, but conspiracy theories around that are very, very, Be patient with the results. So a lot of us are expecting to find out tonight. We might not find out until tomorrow.
I feel like we're gonna find out early. That's my I'm prediction time. I feel like we're gonna know early.
I think so too. I remember when Donald Trump was voted in that time. I don't know why. I fell asleep on that because I was waiting a long time, him versus Hillary. And when I woke up in the morning is when I found out that that America was in shambles. So we'll be watching. I'm sure a lot of people will be up late tonight, or as tradition for most people now is to be up at 4:00 in the morning. I found, and Carlos spoke to it yesterday. Distrust and verify. So there's a lot of that going on. A lot of distrust about whatever's happening. Verify what you're saying. It's a quick Google search to figure out what's going on. Be more blunt remedies might be worth exploring too, like giving yourself a break from social media for a bit. So you might
say to have a blunt.
Well, I mean, I think they're saying that as well. They're saying that as well. Like, give yourself some grace in this where we are. Everybody's feeling a little anxious. So just give yourself some grace on that. There's a big debate now about Peanut's law. Peanut, of course, is a squirrel.
Oh my God! I heard you guys talking about this yesterday.
So
it's a big deal.
This is a big deal.
It's a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
It's now a political.
It's not. It's a big deal on social media, on X, Twitter. I don't know who introduced me to Twitter. It is trash and is rotting my brain. And stuff like this comes directly out of it.
There is a Peanut's law. Peanut's law is being introduced.
So if you guys tell them who Peanut is.
Peanut is the little squirrel. They went into the people's house. We don't know why they raided these people's house. They went into the people's house. They took the people's pets.
So
their squirrel and their raccoon.
The gentleman there, the gentleman, he was actually, Peanut was in recovery because he found Peanut and then he was raising Peanut for like 8 months or something like that because Peanut had a broken leg or something like that.
Well, Peanut had a huge social media following.
I think 700,000.
700,000. They used to dress up Peanut all the time. So anyways, they went into these houses. They raided the house. We don't know what the raid was for, do we?
It was for animals.
It
was wildlife. The wildlife came in. Like somebody reported them or something.
So they took Peanut. They took the raccoon. They euthanized both of these people's animals.
Oh, yeah, a squirrel and a raccoon.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
they euthanized them because
it was a wildlife sanctuary.
When they were handling Peanut, when the animal control was handling Peanut bit them. So the only reason the only way that you can find out if a dog or an animal has rabies is if you kill them and then autopsy them. So they killed Peanut to see if he had rabies.
So I don't know if you guys addressed it right, but the reason why this is such a big issue is because it's partisan. So they're saying that the Democrats are the reason why. Like the Democrats took Peanut and killed him.
Yeah. So I have the story. Let's play the story for the people.
Why did the Democrats take?
America's most popular critter was seized from his owners.
Now the government of New York is being called out for seizing pet squirrels and murdering them.
I spoke with Peanut's heartbroken owners, Mark and Daniela Longo.
You took my animals and my family and you left my house and you killed them.
The furry sensation had 700,000 followers on social media and captivated fans worldwide. He was domesticated like a dog. Peanut loved jumping into his owner's arms. He looked adorable dressing up in festive holiday hats, and he also enjoyed holding up fun messages.
It was joy and happiness for people to just come on the internet and see a unique animal.
But everything changed when state wildlife officials showed up unannounced at Peanut's home in upstate New York, where they seized Peanut and a raccoon named Freddie and then euthanized them both while testing for rabies. This is their tearful message when they broke the news to their followers.
Peanut was the best thing that ever happened to us.
Oh my God.
What is your understanding of what happened here? How and why was Peanut taken from you?
I wish I had a full understanding. I haven't been cited. I didn't get a violation.
The Department of Environmental Conservation says it was checking out claims of illegally keeping wildlife as pets. They say Peanut was put to sleep after someone involved with the investigation was bitten by the squirrel. The uproar over the Peanut raid and demise is getting picked up by the Trump campaign. Elon Musk declared government overreach kidnapped an orphan squirrel and executed him.
Oh my God.
J.D. Vance says Donald Trump is fired up.
Have you seen the videos of this squirrel? He's a genius, or he was.
The presidential election is tomorrow.
They're gonna lose so hard.
You and what happened to Peanut into this election.
At the end of the day, I don't care what your political affiliation is. It's about the people who came here and hurt my family.
Can you tell me how the hell they were able to relate this squirrel story to the Democrats? What was the relation? What was the relation?
So I try to tell people, I'll try to be as quick as possible. This election isn't about Democrats versus Republicans. It's about people that believe in institutions versus people that mistrust institutions, essentially, right? So this is just more proof that the government doesn't care about your family, doesn't care about your pets. You know, they want to, Kamala wants to take away your rights. They want to take away your rights from having a rabid raccoon in your house, right? Like it fits a narrative that they've been going with for a long time, but it also sounds a little desperate, and it's part of the reason why, I think
stupid.
It's like they're reaching, they're grabbing at anything they can.
I said that yesterday. Like, these Republicans are so scared that they're coming out with the most rabid-brained. They sound rabid with this craziness. Are you serious? They sound like got the rabies.
And the thing is, they kill and I'm glad you played that because it gave some more context.
Yeah.
If a wild animal bites you, they're going to kill it because they need to check for rabies, and the only way you can check for rabies in an animal is after you kill it. So they didn't murder the squirrel. The squirrel bit somebody. They did.
Rabies you can see is a visual thing. They can't drink water.
If they're symptomatic, but they can
foaming at the mouth and stuff. But if not,
asymptomatic, which means they don't show some symptoms.
Yesterday, Jason Kelce got in trouble for taking a Penn State fan's phone after alleged homophobic slurs were aimed at his brother. Took the phone, smashed it to the ground. I think he later apologized, but
I'm good.
I get it.
Sue me if you got to.
He grabbed a fan's phone and smashed it on the ground after a U.S. football fan made a homophobic slur about his brother Travis and his relationship with pop star Taylor Smith. So he grabbed the phone, slammed it to the ground. There was lots of video of it. But hey, so watch your mouth.
So you're gay now if you're dating a woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
He apologized.
He apologized. He did apologize. But he was very upset about it. And Jason Kelce, Jason's the one that's more. He's unhinged. He's the one that takes off his shirt and all kinds.
But he's a nice he's like the one thing that I've heard about him is he's a very nice dude. Like both of those brothers are really cool, down to earth folks. So seeing him do that was out of character. I mean, not really. If you heard what the dude said about his brother. But
what did he say?
He said, it's not a great quote, but how does it feel that your brother is an F word now that he's dating Taylor Swift?
Oh wow!
So, which makes no sense, but all right.
Not at all.
I don't understand how that was. I'm confused on how people put things together.
Me too, because it's just like that doesn't make sense. That sounds stupid.
Trump's America.
Dallas singer shot on stage while signing autographs at a performance. That's awful. This young black girl, she did not die. She's in pretty bad condition, but how they get, why?
Singer Jada Arnell.
Yeah, Jada Arnell. Are you familiar with that person?
No.
Oh, okay, so Jada
Very
Arnell, she's very, very pretty. A Dallas singer has been hospitalized after she was shot on stage following a performance Saturday at the Black Academy of Arts and Letters in downtown Dallas. Jada Arnell, 26, was signing autographs on stage when a woman in the crowd shot her. Thomas was transported to a local hospital by the Dallas Fire Rescue and is reported to be in stable condition. Officers arrested Michael Williams, also 26, and said that a handgun was recovered. Williams was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and was transported to the Dallas County Jail. Why wasn't she charged with attempted murder?
3 times. She needed 3 more times.
Oh, she needed 2 more times.
What was the charge?
Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
That's crazy. Literally, she probably needed 2 more times to do
That's a good question. I don't know. Texas gun laws are interesting.
Yeah. They did not reveal a motive, and it's unclear if they even knew each other, and the investigation is ongoing. Weird.
And it probably depends on where she got shot too.
Yeah. And a man who wanted to have sex on the beach was hit with a hatchet. We talked about that yesterday, didn't we?
Why was he hit with a hatchet?
I don't know.
What happened?
What?
I don't know.
Let's not go into it because I'm not sure why you were hit with a hatchet.
Yeah.
What'd you say? But he wanted to have sex on the beach?
He was trying to have sex on the beach, and he was tied up, and somebody hit him with a hatchet. I don't understand that. I feel like we read that
So
yesterday.
that first sentence says a Florida man. That's all we need to know.
Florida man.
Exactly.
Yep, Florida man.
Yep.
Yeah, but then a player dies after being struck by lightning during a soccer match in Peru, and that is really, really awful. Soccer's such an open field.
That's probably why you're more likely to get
Struck by lightning. And that is the headlines for the national news that we have today. Do you want to go into
go right into the entertainment.
So Kim Porter's best friend denies new Diddy witnesses claim.
I'm tired of hearing about this. He's freaky.
Yeah.
However, yesterday was his birthday.
Yesterday was his birthday. He is a Scorpio, and that's everything you need to know about him. I've read.
I mean, clearly he's a Scorpio.
Oh, Scorpio.
What does that mean?
Scorpios are sexual deviants.
No, I am not.
Monsters.
I am not.
You're living against your means.
I'm not. I think I was born under the wrong sign because I'm a prude.
Oh boy.
Sean Diddy Combs' kids share a phone call with him on his birthday yesterday. So Sean Diddy Combs' 7 children wish their father a very happy birthday as he turned 55 years old in jail on November 4th. In a phone call with his kids, he thanked them for being strong and for being by his side. Very, very nice. That
video was heartbreaking.
That is rich.
Yeah.
What is
his kids? Quincy, Christian, Jesse, Delilah, Justin,
and Love.
Did y'all watch that video?
Love saying had such a good happy birthday.
Anyhow, that's that. That's great. Happy birthday, Diddy. Man convicted of killing man over nude pics of his stepdaughter, and we talked about that before. I think.
What did he do wrong?
He should have been the one that got axed in the back or whatever happened, the hatchet in the back. And YNW Melly sues to be set free from jail pending trial. Get into that. Who he now?
Remember, he was the one murder. He said he killed his best friend.
Oh yeah.
And he sang about
mixed personality.
He need to sit right there because he looked crazy.
He looks crazy. Yeah. It says that his Melly sues to be set free from jail pending retrial due to cruel conditions. He thinks that the conditions in the jail are too much for a criminal. It's awful.
Listen, I'm not for all this mass incarceration, but if you murder somebody, I mean,
then you need to be mass incarcerated.
Yeah, he said that they are cruel and unusual beyond belief. The conditions that he's subjected to. Melly, whose real name is Jamel Demons.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, listen, when this thing was happening, his name, the way he looked, I'm like, yeah, he did it.
Yeah, that's what, I immediately judged him, and I'm sorry for that.
It's horrible.
I mean, his song was called Murder on My Mind.
Yeah, he did it.
Mm-hmm. Mixed personality.
That's crazy. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
Demons is a black male whose current detention conditions shock the conscience and could not even be imagined in this day and age, even in a third world country that has no guardrails protecting human decency and dignity. For over 3 years, petitioner Jamal Demons has not been permitted to make a single phone call or have a single visit with his family or any members of the outside world, including not seeing or speaking to his own mother.
Oh, Lord.
In over 3 years.
That's terrible. In solitary?
Where is he? Where they got him? In Guantanamo? What is happening? Demons has and continues to be subjected to the type of debilitating isolation that renders his conditions of incarceration cruel, unusual, and beyond belief in a civilized civilized society governed by constitutional safeguards.
I agree with all of that.
So he tried
the
to
messenger
escape.
though.
He was plotting an escape from jail.
Oh, he was plotting an escape from jail.
Why are you every
Yeah.
time you say something about this man, it's worse.
Exactly.
It says that despite him being cleared in the investigation into a 2022 controversy to escape from jail, he was moved from his current dorm into solitary confinement and all phone communication with the outside
Well, good,
world.
because he's a menace.
Yeah.
He needs to take a nap.
They didn't have to put this picture there. Anyhow,
That's his best picture.
I was gonna say to add to the entertainment news over this week, Tyler the Creator had a pop-up concert in Boston.
He did. He
so
did.
He
Like the
he
Green
does
Goblin.
this story.
That happened on Thursday.
This is a big deal, especially if you're in
On
the rap
Halloween
world.
last
Tyler,
week.
the Creator, performed a 30-minute show on the roof of
Very
the Commerce
cool.
Building. Excuse me, fans only had to pay $5 to hear the rapper perform songs off the latest album. And I don't know how to pronounce this. This is a Chromacopia. That's my producer, Zach, in my ear. He would know. So Chromacopia just dropped on Monday. This stop in Boston is the latest in what seems like a series. He played a surprise show in Atlanta on Tuesday.
So you had to pay $5 to go see him outside?
I'm standing
That's
right
dope
outside
though. The
gate.
first time Tyler the Creator and his Odd Future came to Newberry Street, they damn near started a riot like 15 years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had basically got chased out of Boston.
Oh my!
It's so crazy how these crowds, like the fan base of these, very talented black young men, are very heavily, white children. It is like I was looking at the crowd, and it was very, it was a white wave of
it's white
children.
wave. White wave.
It's very interesting. You got to go where your customer base is. You can't find everybody else. Anyway, people, we got to get out of here. Bobby Steels is up next on the Bobby Steels Show.
Schneider's
Best damn mid-name show ever.
Go vote.
Go
Vibes
vote.
Cartel got a dub late a week, but I can't call my exactly.
He might as well have been in jail in Jamaica then.
Spike FM Online, get out the vote. You have until 8 p.m. tonight. Stay in the line, hold the line, do what you got to do. We outside, we inside, we at the polls.
We at the side.
Strippers or politicians.
Oh, I found
both of them.
I found a little collapsible pole on sale on Amazon the other day for $76. It had a coupon. I was like, oh, maybe.
You know what? That's how you end up on TikTok.
Yeah, I know.
Busting your butt on a pole.
know.
Yep.
I know.
They go viral. Go virus.
Oh, go virus.
Go virus.
Bye, y'all.
Anyways, bye.
Vote. Bye.
Watch out now. You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Spark FM. Spark FM.
This is a message from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Travel increases your chance of getting and spreading COVID-19.